Before we begin our podcast, we'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land we're recording on. For Cass, it's the Borragagal people, and for Hailey, it's the Dharawal people.
After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth. Hi there, this is not Jennifer Coolidge, and that was my audition for Rita Repulsa in the new Power Rangers Gay Force. It's all full of homosexuals. Anyways, I'm not sure if I can talk about that. So in the meantime, listen to Drag Me Out Official and talk about that with your friends.
This video is not sponsored by Jennifer Coolidge or Power Rangers, but supported by a flaming Midwestern homosexual with nothing better to do at this time.
And listen to the podcast, dumbass.
All right, Vegemite. Welcome to Drag Me Out. My name is Cass.
My name's Hailey.
Usual shit, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, why are you watching?
Just blame it on the edit.
Blame it on the edit. Blame it on the edit.
So I'll start with my week and my musings, and then we can
Yes,
go
please.
into season 2 of Cass Goes to Hospital. So the other thing that happened to me this week was we went out to dinner, and it was with the 2 kids and my mum. And there was obviously some type of birthday party, so there was lots of people there. They all knew each other, and they were playing in the little play area. There was
Mhm.
there was probably about 10 kids, all different ranges. And there was 2 that came down the slide together, male and female. I assume. I don't know. I'm not assuming their gender, whatever they want to present as.
Pronouns, bitch.
Yeah, couldn't be older than 10. And you just
Mhm.
hear the girl come down. She's like, "Oi, Brayden just punched me in the vagina." You just see the dad perk up. He's like, "Nobody touches people's private parts." But like, she was just saying it as they've come down the slide together. So he obviously accidentally.
Yeah.
That was like my mum and I were standing right next to the slide when they came out. So that's all we heard. So we just both like turned to their parents and just burst out laughing.
It's called a no place for a reason, Brayden.
I just thought it was funny. I'm like, well, at least she knows the actual word. They don't call it like
True.
fairy or la
Or-
or yeah, like.
I call it no place, but yeah.
But you know what the term is.
Dude.
Yeah. So my musings. Oh,
Mhm.
that's right. I was going celebrity based, and you can't interrupt. I just want to get it all out, and then you can have your opinions. I don't care how many followers we lose over this. All 31 of you. I don't care. Mariah Carey, overrated. Ellen DeGeneres, a jerk. A lot of people come out, a jerk. Hailey and Justin Bieber, no one cares about your divorce. Shut up. Don't care. Are you getting divorced? I don't know. Are you getting back with Selena? I don't care. Stop posting it on my Facebook feed because I don't care. Harry and Meghan, I don't want to hear about it anymore. Don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see your face. I don't care. If you want to leave the monarchy, whatever, I don't care. I'm so sick of hearing it. The Kardashians, they need to fuck off. I nominate you as tribute to go to the moon with Elon Musk. Off you go. No one should have that much money and power. Not one person should have that much money. Those 1%ers could solve world hunger. Solve it. No one should have that much money. Anyway, that was my celebrity musings of this week. Responses. Questions, qualms.
Totally agree about Mariah Carey.
And she's a jerk too.
She is. Now, here's the thing, right? I used to, when I was young, I used to work for a music magazine, right?
Hold please. What, Leo? I'm filming. What do you want? What do you want? Fine, and then go away. Chips.
Okay, so I totally agree with Mariah Carey.
Okay, I thought you were going to disagree. I thought you were going to.
No. And I know a friend of mine, Lucas, watches this, who actually idolizes Mariah Carey, and that's fine, baby. You do you. I got a right to my opinion, and so does Hailey. Went the other direction because she's in the other direction. Hailey.
Go on.
Many moons ago, I used to work for a music magazine and used to help out in the office and stuff. And I actually had to sit in on an interview that the reporter was doing with Mariah Carey,
Right.
right? So obviously, before interviews, this is back in the days where they didn't really have writers or anything like that, but it's always common courtesy, and we do it. You say to them, is there anything that's off limits?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And obviously, love life, relationships, all of that other stuff is usually off limits to people who are like that. Now, I'm trying to remember the exact year that it was. I want to say 93,
AD
94.
or
Oh, yeah. And so she was extraordinarily pretentious. Basically, the only thing that you could ask her is, how's your day? That was it. Everything was off the table. They asked the question, and the reporter asked the question, and we sat there. It was supposed to be a 15-minute interview. It turned into a nearly 40-minute interview because 25 minutes of those were all of the subjects that, and the poor reporter is sitting there with the notepad, because it was back before like laptops and shit. Well, laptops were like 10 grand at the time, and was literally crossing off all of the questions, all of them. And this reporter, whose name I cannot remember for the life of me, actually said, I actually don't think I want to do this interview because you're a stuck-up bitch.
nice.
Interview didn't happen.
Nice.
Yeah. It was 40 minutes, no interview. And it was basically 15 minutes of them arguing, not really with her. She was sitting there, but it was with her representation.
It would have been the publicist being like, no.
Yeah. But she was there too going, no, because it was a phone interview. And she was saying no to some stuff. And that's when the reporter was like, you're done. I'm done. And they never did an article on her after that. And that was like at the absolute height of the vision of love and all of that. So it might have been 92. Maybe 92, 93. Who were the others?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres did a lot for the gay community, basically putting her reputation, her career, everything on the line for her to be the first major sitcom star that was gay and was out there and all of that. She paved a lot of roads and helped the gay and queer community be able to be viable in the eyes of the public at the detriment of her career, even though she sprung back. The problem was she sprung back so fantastically that she did consider herself untouchable after that. And she got hers. She wasn't leaving because, she just couldn't do it anymore. She was leaving because the backlash from the shit that she copped from her show with all of that bullshit that she was doing. And a lot of it's caught on camera. Like, she was scaring people on screen and they were saying, no, please don't do it anymore. And she kept doing it and laughing at their expense. Like, that shit's not on. So totally agree with that. Hailey and Justin Bieber, who are they? Hillsong fuckwits. Who else was there? The Kardashians. Oh, Harry and Meghan. That was going to fall apart from the moment he slipped the ring on her finger, because she's a commoner. The problem is that they're both telling lies. They're telling lies. Not necessarily everything is a lie, but they are telling lies and they're getting caught out on it. And you know what? You're the spare dude. There are like 500 people in front of you now. Like, don't really care. Don't give a shit about your book. Don't,
No,
you're never going to
don't
be
wanna hear
able to
about
have the kind of money behind you that you would have had if you had a state of royal. I mean, God bless him. He's doing the right thing by his wife, but his wife is a lying sack of shit. And she wasn't all that fucking great an actress. I saw an episode of Suits. She was shit. Fuck her. And who was the other one? The Kardashians. Well, they're all fucking useless anyway, but I do like the mamager. What's her name?
Kris Jenner.
Yeah, I like her.
Eh.
I don't know why, but she took her kids from nothing to something. And they're still nothing, but they've got something. You know, I like the other one. Is it Chloe? Which is the one that's been a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. I like her.
Chloe. I like Chloe. I don't want to send her to space, but they're all just. No one should have that amount of money. No one.
No, but people keep buying their shit. That's the thing. It's
Never
not
bought
their
anything.
fault. No, I'm not saying you, but it's not their fault if people keep buying their shit and watching their TV shows and stuff. It's not their fault. But you know what? They're not hurting me, so fuck it. I don't give a shit. Hailey and Justin
they
Bieber.
hurt me.
If Hailey and Justin Bieber break up and Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez get back together, I am going to be very disappointed in Selena Gomez. I don't think they ever would. But because isn't she in a threesome with like the fucking Beckham kids now?
I don't know. But they keep showing photos of like Selena and Justin getting back together, but the photos are not they're not the same photo. They're two separate photos. They've just put them all together. I'm like, well, that's just propaganda is what that is.
I would bet you all the money in the world that Steve Martin and Martin Short may not give a shit about her private life, but would give a shit about theirs and step in. And go, you know what? You need to listen to us. You know, and Auntie Meryl Streep and Uncle Paul Rudd stepping in going, don't do it. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. He's not worth it. He's losing money. He's not worth it. You are getting yourself nominations, and she's like an executive producer or a producer on Only Murders in the Building. She's level pegged with two of the greats of comedy. You don't want to throw that shit away on that little fucking lesbian looking fucking teeny bopper with all of the bullshit tattoo things that Kate McKinnon does a better impersonation of Justin Bieber than Justin Bieber does. Like, no. And it's not going to happen. So him and Hailey fucking Bieber, they can just fuck off to Hillsong Land and go and sing on a mountaintop. Fuck them. Is that it? Is that all of them? That was my rebuttal.
Yep. That's
Okay.
all of them.
Good. Fuck them all. So after 20 hours, they finally take me up to Ward 5C, Bed 7 at Northern Beaches Hospital. I don't remember a lot about that day because I was heavily drugged. But I ended up with a young girl in the bed next to me. And she was about 30-ish. Like, if she wasn't 30, she was about to turn 30. And she was one of those know-it-all kind of people. And she was one of those, if you've had a headache, she's had a brain tumor kind of people. Yeah, I was kind of, by the time I got up to the hospital room, it was, let me think. I was in ED for 20 hours. I was in there around 1 o'clock. So yeah, just before lunchtime, I got up there. And so she had been there for close to 2 weeks by the time I got there. So she was pretty well situated. She had all the creature comforts around her. She had the bed the way that she wanted. She had the TV on and whatnot. And in whole, she was actually quite a lovely girl. And very helpful. And we had some great chats because we were in, so part of the there's part of the hospital is private and one or two of the floors are public. But some of the public ones were single rooms and there were only 4 double rooms, and I got stuck in one of the double ones, which was fine. So we would chat every now and then. She'd help me out. She wasn't feeling too good. I went and got the nurse, all of that other stuff. And so she was fine. The thing is that she did one thing, and I'm just going to chuck it into this is my pancreas bursting at the same time, because it was almost literally bursting at the same time, but this was the thing. So I'm laying in hospital and I'm unwell, extremely unwell, and she's making phone calls to people, but she's putting it on loudspeaker. So I get to hear the conversation she has with everybody, right? Including her mother, who has one of the most monotone, boring voices you will ever hear in human history. And then here's the prime example of the mother. All right. This is what she did. My IV's going off because it's finished and they need to change it. And she's got it on speakerphone, and her mother does this. She goes, "Oh, what's that noise in the background?" And she goes, "Oh, it's my roommate's IV." "Well, it's annoying." And I'm like, "Bitch, I'm laying back dying here." You want to complain about my fucking machine because you're listening to it on speaker when your daughter shouldn't have put it on speaker because I don't need to hear the conversation because I'm dying, type thing. And so she was complaining about that. But the thing is, so she has a boyfriend, and you know what? His intention is lovely and everything. But I think the boyfriend may be actually at Mardi Gras next year, because we heard several things from him where red flags shot straight up. And one of them was, she said something like, she goes, "Oh, I feel a little bit better." And he actually went, "Yes, queen." And I went, and my mum went, "Did I just hear him say yes, queen?" And I went, "I think so." And she went, and she just looked at me and she goes, "Isn't that?" And I went, "Not something you'd hear from a straight guy usually, unless they were taking the piss out of somebody."
Yeah.
But the thing is, he actually did it a couple of other times, and there are other things that he said that I can't quite remember, but I know that they were red flags. But here was the other thing. Whenever they would get cheeky to each other on the phone and say something like smart ass or whatever it was, the very first words out of either one of them's mouths were, "Oh, here we go." And I heard it at least 20 times a day. So, like, if I turn around to my wife, when my wife said, "Oh, I just thought of something," I just had a thought, and I go, "Oh, is it lonely?" And say, like, muck around and say a joke like that, you'd go, "Oh, here we go. She's, giving me the shit."
Yeah.
They said it every single time. She's like, "Oh, I'm feeling better, but I'm still not feeling really great, And he goes, "Oh, here we go." And then she was doing it too. And I had to listen to that for 4 fucking days. 4 days listening to that shit. And the thing was that when he was talking, and I'm not being racist and I'm not being stereotypical or anything, but you can he had a very thick Australian accent, but there was something in the tone of his voice and the way that he spoke that made me think that he wasn't. And so when my mum and I were talking about it, my mum goes, "Oh God, we're just going to see some like queen walk in the door or something like that," and go, "How does she miss it and we see it?" or whatever it was. And I went, "No, I can guarantee you that he's Asian." And she goes, how could you possibly know that just by the tone of the voice?" Well, sure enough, 2 days later, he comes in, he's fucking Thai. And my mom just like whipped her head around, looked at me, and I went, "I told you it was the inflection and the way that he was speaking."
Mm-hmm.
But the whole time, he was calling the nurse whenever she come in. He goes, "Oh, thanks, sis." And I had to listen to this. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, I had to listen to this shit. I was thanking the Lord that I was on the fucking end one, because otherwise I probably would not have been as congenial in my congenial era as I would have been had I still been in pain. Had I still been in the pain, you can guarantee I would have grabbed an EpiPen somewhere and shoved it straight in his fucking heart. Like, I just, or just, like, I don't know. But so she actually was supposed to stay possibly another week, and then she got really, really lucky and left. And so
What was wrong with her?
she had endometriosis,
Mhm.
and some part of her had actually attached to her hip. And so they had to do a bowel resection. And what had happened was she had developed a hematoma on her hip, which is a blood clot.
Mm.
And she was in quite a lot of pain, like a lot of pain. She was still throwing up like the day before she left. And it was because one day she didn't throw up. They went, "She can go home." But she still got a long road to go. But so the last 2 nights, we were both kind of a bit down on ourselves because we were stuck in the hospital. And she sat at the end of my bed for a couple of hours and we talked. And then the next night I sat on the end of her bed and we talked for a couple of hours, and we just talked about everything and nothing. And it was just because both of us were having trouble going to sleep because I had been told that I was going to be in hospital for another week that day, the first day, and she was told the second night, during the day before night, that she was possibly going to have to stay in for another week as well. And it was easier for me because I had my mum and my wife 15 minutes away, right? And her nearest family was an hour and a half. So there were a lot of the days that we were together, where she had no one come to visit. Her boyfriend came and visited he could only get there for an hour because he had to work. And then he had to do the trip down and then the trip back. And then it just so happened the Sunday when her parents were coming to visit, that they had no idea. And she didn't have any idea either. Like, they came in, they sat down, the doctor walked in and said, "Do you want to go home?"
Okay.
And she was like, "Yeah." And he went, "Okay, I'll get everything all sorted out." And they took the staples out because they'd been in there long enough and everything. And, they sent her on her way. So, good luck to her. Like, Tash, well done you. Hopefully everything's okay. And then while she was waiting for the paperwork and everything, we were talking, and I said, "What do you reckon my chances are that I'll have the room to myself for just one night?" And she goes, "Well, I had it, and you might get lucky." And I went, "Yeah." So we said our goodbyes and get wells and all of that. And I was laying on the bed and I was minding my own business and I was looking at my phone, and it lasted 40 minutes. 40 minutes, and the next victim came in. Deirdre. Deirdre is for season 3 of Cass Goes to Hospital. So the bursting of the pancreas thing, and I think we've actually talked about this once, but then to experience it in hospital when you're not feeling very well and listening to other people's conversations on speakerphone.
Well, it's just common decency, really. Like my bursting of the pancreas. Common
Yeah.
decency. 2, put your fucking trolley away.
Oh, my pancreas.
Fucking annoys the shit out of me. How hard is it? Look, I understand if you're a bit older,
Or infirm.
but don't leave it in a parking spot.
No.
Yeah, people are dicks.
Yeah.
Like, there's a guy on TikTok that follows people around on a scooter, and he has an air horn. And when someone leaves their car, like their shopping cart, he like blows the air horns, like, "Oh, what are you doing there?" And they're all like surprised. Like, "Oh, I didn't know that I had to put it back." Like, but they'll be the first fucking people to whinge when there's no trolleys. Trolleys are shopping carts, by the way, for the international listeners.
Or they're the first ones to bitch if they have to get out of the car and move trolleys out of a parking space for themselves.
Exactly. Like, even when I've got the kids, like, one will be in the front, one will be hanging off the side. I'll put the older one in the car, and then I'll take the younger one, and I'll take him back, and then I'll pick him up out of the trolley, and then I'll bring him back to the car. Like, it's not that difficult. It's really not.
No, it's not.
And even if there's a shopping trolley bay, but the shops where you get them from is just a little bit further away, I'll take them there. And if I see an older person trying to return a trolley, I'll be like, "I'll take that back for you if you're not," sometimes they take them go inside to help them walk, or sometimes they're trying to put them back. I'll be like, "I'll help you out. I'll help you." Yeah,
Well, see,
trolley.
because shopping trolleys are sometimes difficult to move. Just like the fucking IV thing that I had the best way to describe it was it had shopping trolley wheels. That
Yeah.
thing never went in the direction that I wanted.
So imagine that, but imagine having 2 on my 7-year-old child who was unable to give me enough warning to go to the bathroom just because of the amount. Like, he had one was food pumping into him, and the other one was like, antibiotics. Because he had that bad of infection. So he had 2 of those things. So I had to wheel whenever he needed to go to the toilet. There wasn't a toilet in the room. I had to wheel him with 2, and then one would go that way, one would go that way. Like, oh,
It's never good when you're busting to go to the bathroom either.
No.
I my cannula came out once because I was busting to go and I couldn't quite get it situated near the toilet so I could sit down, and I'm like, I'm going to have to try and stretch it out here. And as I tried to stretch it out, the cannula came out of my arm, and I had to I got cannulated 5 times.
Or they put it on the opposite side of where you need to go. So you've got to
Mhm.
wheel it around the bed.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
Yeah. Put your shopping trolleys away. Stop
Yeah,
talking
fuck.
on loudspeaker. No one wants to hear your conversation. Well, sometimes I do. If it's an interesting conversation, I want to hear it. I want to hear both sides. But I
There was
also
a
like
part
to
of me.
guess.
There was a part of me that also really liked listening to the bitch of a mother. She was a bitch. She really was. Because she goes like this, she goes, so when are you coming home? Like this. And she goes, oh, the doctor said that I may have to stay for another. Oh, what the fuck for?
Now, a quick word from our unsponsored sponsors.
Do you want to go to sleep with a different celebrity every night? Do you ever think of smothering someone, but your pillow is too basic? Then we have the perfect pillowcases for you. Hero Huggers by Rennie. Hero Huggers by Rennie encourages testing on animals. According to the scientists at Drag Me Out University, they have proven results that people who purchase Hero Huggers by Rennie improve their sleep by 83.768%. Phones are ringing off the hook with orders, so get yours now. Or alternatively, go to Hero Huggers by Rennie on Etsy. Sleep soundly knowing your heroes are right next to you. Hero Huggers by Rennie, where heroes lie. No animals were harmed during the making of this commercial. No one at Drag Me Out official has a science degree, but they have watched things about Scientology. No research has been done to support these statistics except our own biased opinion. Pillow not included.
Now it's time for Cass's Conspiracy Corner.
Corner.
We interrupt this broadcast for Cass's Conspiracy Corner.
Let me tell you something. So this is a nice quick one.
Mhm.
Just it's like a Band-Aid. Just ripping it off. I've been playing with a Band-Aid the whole time. So transphobes believe that Daniel Radcliffe's pregnant cis girlfriend is trans.
Pregnant cis. Okay, yep.
Yep. So Daniel Radcliffe announced earlier in the week to People magazine that he is expecting a baby with his girlfriend that he's been with for 10 years, as it turns out.
Didn't know that.
No, Harry Potter's been getting some. So I'm just going to read it straight from the article because I just giggled the whole time. Nothing says I've completely lost the plot in my own life like pointing at a pregnant cis woman and screaming that she's a secret transgender. But that's exactly what overly online transphobes are currently doing to Daniel Radcliffe's girlfriend. Erin Dark, an actor best known for her roles on The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and Dietland, has been in a relationship with Radcliffe for more than 10 years. Though they've largely kept their partnership to themselves, the couple announced to People magazine last month that Dark is pregnant and expecting their first child later this year. Cool beans. But that means nothing to the anti-trans conspiracy theorists, many of whom seized on photos of Dark and Radcliffe at a recent red carpet event to spread disinformation about how Dark is secretly a trans woman. On Twitter, fiction author Suzanne Seddon, who regularly posts COVID-19 conspiracy theories as well, posted a picture of Dark and Radcliffe standing next to one another with the caption, "Now what do you see?" Question mark. A clear insinuation that Dark cannot be a real cis woman based on physical features like relative height and facial structure. Okay, so when we were in the States first time, I think it was, we went and saw How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying with John Larroquette, and Daniel Radcliffe was in it.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when you go and see a Broadway show, if you go around to the back of the stage door, you see them come out. And we did, and we saw Daniel Radcliffe, who is a little bit taller than a mouse. Very short. So my 5 foot mother could very well be the same height as Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe's like 5'1", 5'2". So there's actually a distinct difference in height between him and the girlfriend. This photo that she's talking about, I actually saw it, and the photo paints. Erin Dark's features do look slightly masculine. But having said that, a lot of in the day who would be considered Eastern European women do have slightly masculine features. Some. Seddon belongs to a dedicated subculture of transvestigators who promote a conspiracy theory claiming that hundreds, if not thousands, of celebrities and wealthy individuals are actually trans, or as they refer to them, finger quotes here, inverts. As researcher and activist Mia Mulder explains in her video on the subject, transvestigators believe that there is a cabal of inverts have made satanic bargains for power, which involve changing their genders for some reason and ritually abusing children.
Right.
The conspiracy picked up much of its own steam in 2014. So this has been going back since 2014. This whole trans people and all that bullshit of kitty groomers. Okay, so the conspiracy picked up much of its steam in 2014 when Joan Rivers died not long after joking, quote unquote, joking that Michelle Obama was trans due to her broad shoulders. Conspiracy adherents believed that the Obamas had Rivers killed to cover up their secret, propelling the theory forward shortly before the QAnon and Pizzagate conspiracies also captivated the right. Transvestigators will hunt for non-existent clues to prove anyone is secretly trans, from Bill and Melinda Gates and the Trump family to the Williams sisters, Zendaya, Kate Bush, and the entire cast of Goodfellas. Seddon later shared an obviously doctored video purporting that the former First Lady Barbara Bush wasn't a quote-unquote real woman either. Where do you start?
Do these people just like not have anything better to do with their lives?
See, this is the thing. Conspiracy theories are usually... Now, I've also gone through, because I look through this stuff when I'm trying to find a really stupid one. And there are a lot of articles about conspiracy theories that turn out to be true. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Go on.
like the Titanic. But the thing is, with conspiracies and theories and stuff, it's just someone who makes something up. That's all
Well,
it
she's
is.
a medical marvel then. She's a trans person having a baby.
That's what I thought too. That's where I went in my head too. I was like, if she's trans and she's actually pregnant,
why aren't we studying her? Why isn't she locked up in a facility in Area 51?
Why isn't Arnold Schwarzenegger making a movie out of her?
Exactly.
Junior 2.
Junior. Junior squared.
Junior the third.
Yep.
You know? But whatever. So, yeah. Daniel Radcliffe got a trans person pregnant. Well done.
Yeah.
I think we should be
Because he's a wizard.
Oh, he's got a magic wand.
Yeah, he does.
I've not seen those movies. I just know that there's a wand.
Do you think he like perpetuates this rumor just like as a fuck you to J.K. Rowling?
God, that would be great, hey? It'd be like, you know what? We're not going to sue anybody for defamation or anything like that. Fuck it. Let's piss off J.K.
It's not going to do anything. Like, the baby's still going to be there.
It's right. J.K., Miss Bang.
That's your theory.
Yeah. You're welcome. Cass's Conspiracy Corner.
Roast or toast?
Oh, you know what? Let's just do your review, because I want to end on a high, and I can tell that you thought that Late Night was shit.
Look, it's not that I think it was shit. All right, this is a review. Cass gave this to me a while ago, which we filmed I just saw on the 28th. That's the last episode that we released. So she gave it to me a while ago, called Late Night with Emma. What's her name? Emma Thompson and
Mindy Kaling.
I pretty much watched everything that's Mindy in. that Mindy's in. She still irritates me. I don't know. It was a weird pairing. Look, it just gave me Devil Wears Prada vibes, but the devil, like, learnt her lesson. Like, I could already tell what was going to happen. Awful human being, doesn't know anyone, learns her lesson, starts to like people and people like her. Like, I could already tell. It's not that I don't like Emma Thompson. I like Emma Thompson. It gave me Devil Wears Prada. It was predictable. It was boring. I was like, I've seen this 7,000 times in other movies. Even in that awful one what's the name? The one in 27 Dresses.
Katherine Heigl.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Oh.
Yeah, that gave me those vibes. Sorry about it. Anyway, that's my quick review.
Roast or toast, smartass?
Definitely roast. I'm gonna give it 3 roast chicken. Would never watch it again.
I may have to rethink this whole collaboration. Oh, I love it, by the way. I think the movie is great. I think it was very well written. I think Emma Thompson was great. And I thought John Lithgow was good in it too, who was Emma Thompson's husband.
Yes. I'm not saying the acting was horrendous. I'm just maybe
You gave it 3
maybe.
roasts. You gave it 3 roasts.
Because it's been done before.
No, with a female talk show host.
Even the short trailer of Shaun of the Dead that I watched was more entertaining than that hour and a half movie. Of him walking to the shops and he doesn't know that they're zombies. They're all just walking around and he's ignoring them. Much better. I want to give you a movie. I haven't given you a movie in a while. What about The Rundown
What's that?
with The Rock and Sean William Scott?
Oh, come
and-
on. Give me fucking something non-rock related. Fuck. I'll watch it, but Jesus.
Yeah. All right. So you're going to have The Rundown. One of my favorite movies. Watched it 1,000 times. Don't care if you don't like it. Okay. So now we're up to blame it on the edit.
Blame it on the edit.
Look, I get it. RuPaul's getting up there in age.
Mhm.
These songs still pretty good.
You know what? I love that one, and I love the runway. The runway one is called Catwalk. The
Mhm.
world is your runway.
The one they always run around with.
Everybody. Yeah, it's actually a very good song. It's got a nice, smooth,
Yeah.
beat to it. And Blame It on the Edit just fucking sticks in my head. I can't get Blame It on the Edit. Yeah. So we were down to our top 4.
Mhm.
Mistress Isabel Brooks. Lux, don't like her enough to even remember her last name. Anitra and Sasha. Now, I would just like to say one thing, and this is something that it's just a personal thing. I really want Sasha and Anitra to get together in a romantical sense. I need
Don't think that's going to happen.
Sasha or whatever the ship name is going to be. Anisha.
HMAS Free Willy.
Yeah. I need it to happen. Needs to happen. I mean, even Anitra thinks Sasha Colby's hot, as said in this episode.
Yes, because am I a lesbian now?
Am I a lesbian now? It was one of those episodes where they learnt the choreo really quickly and then they had to film it straight away, because usually when they do things like this, they give them a little bit of time to rehearse and stuff. The Tic Tac podcast lunchy thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts? Lux? Full of shit, full of herself.
I basically wrote, I don't believe anything she says. I think it's all fake. Maybe that's why she rubs me the wrong way, because whatever she says, I feel is just fake.
100%. Agree. The interview also did not really warm me to Mistress Isabel Brooks either. You can own being shady all you want, but when that's pretty much all you've done and you're gunning for the top and you're gunning for the crown, it doesn't really look good to the people who are basically going to award you the crown.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is Mistress, Lux, you're both out of the running anyway.
Yeah.
You're 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Don't keep it shorter, but you're 3 and 4.
Yeah.
It'll be between Anitra and Sasha. Like, it'll be those two. And I don't know. Do you think
Sasha's
Sasha?
got the crown.
Yeah. I don't want
She's
her
got it.
to. Not because I don't like Sasha, but I feel like Anitra needs it more.
I feel like the moment that I put my name to a horse, you just decide that that's not the horse for you.
No.
Because you've done it, and you've been Spanky Jackson. You were kind of against me the whole time.
Because I
who was
don't
the other-
think she should have won.
Danny Beard.
And I'm
You
not
were
the
kind of
only
against
one.
me the whole time.
Well, it'd be boring if we just agreed with each other all the time. But it's not because you like the person. I feel that Sasha Colby is established. She is who she is. She is an advocate for everything, but so is everyone. I think Anitra needs it more.
I think Anitra's going to do just fine without it.
Oh, and I'm not saying that she's not, but I just think that, yeah, no, Anitra needs it more. I'm team Anitra because I always root for the underdog. Look, I know Sasha's probably going to win it, but I'm going to root for the underdog.
Just give her the crown now.
No, I want to see a show. I've fucking been 14
Here's the thing.
episodes. I want to see a show.
Here's the thing. Here is the only way that Anitra will not come second is if they do the SmackDown for the crown. Right?
What's that?
When they do the lip sync for the crown, where they lip sync against each other and the winners of the two lip sync for the crown.
Yeah.
The only way that it's not going to be is if they end up with against each other in the first round.
You think that they haven't already planned for that?
Well, let's see the good in everybody, shall we?
You think they haven't already organized who their top 4 is? The moment they could throw in Lucy, they did.
This whole season has been an audition for Sasha Colby. All it's been.
Yeah.
As soon as they found out Sasha Colby was putting her hat into the ring, Rue's going, looking at the watch, going, you know what? Retirement's coming up. She could probably do the job. Let's see how she goes through the entire season.
Yeah. She doesn't have to win it. Brooklyn didn't win.
The podcasts. So yeah, Lux and Mistress Isabel Brooks really did themselves no favors in that at all. Anitra's story is always sad.
Yeah.
And it just breaks my heart because she's such a sweetheart. God, she's a good-looking boy. She's a good-looking boy.
You said that about Selena yesterday.
I recognize good-looking and beautiful people when I see them. Okay. But then Sasha Colby's one, I actually kind of drew a breath to find out that her 80-year-old father hung himself. You're almost at the finish line anyway, buddy. Why not just hang in there? I mean, I understand, and I don't want to make light of people taking their own lives or anything like that, but the first thing that popped in my mind, which was the curiosity of what I just said, if you're 80, you're nearly near the finish line anyway.
Yeah.
There'd have to be extenuating circumstances behind that.
Sure. Maybe probably battled depression and maybe had dementia and just did it. I don't know.
Maybe. So we got to see that Sasha is an all-round fantastic human being, which I always thought she was anyway. There's nothing pretentious about her.
No.
And then we get to the filming of Blame It on the Edit. Blame it on the edit.
So the group part, you could already tell Mistress, well, she's going to be outdanced. Like,
Yeah.
she knew it. The whole crew knew it. But I have to say, I liked her outfit the most. I thought it was
Okay.
alien.
Okay.
Lux sucked.
Yep.
Anitra, I liked it, but like I like how Mistress puts herself together. It's flawless all the time, every time. But it just didn't. The confidence that she had in her outfit didn't come through in her dancing.
No.
What about the individual lyrics?
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I actually thought Lux was a very good singer.
Yeah, whatever.
But the thing was, Ross pointed it out when they were doing their individual close-ups and everything. It's all well and good that you know the lyrics, and it's all well and good that you write a good verse or sing a great verse or whatever it is, but it's the contact that you make with the camera. And Mistress Isabel Brooks had it, and so did Sasha. And Ross mentioned it. It was all of the other queens were leaning into the camera, and Sasha leant back, and you just went, "Whew." Like she totally draws you in with the performance. The other individual ones were great, but I just, when they were dancing as the four of them and when they were dancing in pairs, you can't take your eyes off Sasha.
Yeah.
You just can't. Like, that's the kind of magnetism that she has. She just draws you straight in. So I actually had to I had to keep rewinding it back to keep looking at it. Anitra was possibly the only one who didn't stand out for good or bad reason. Lux still didn't really stand out, but stood out a little bit more because, like, she could dance it. Stood out a little bit more than probably Anitra, who wasn't confident with the dance anyway. And Mistress Isabel Brooks stood out for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. If you're gonna wear like a really like standy out outfit, then
make sure you know your shit when you're doing it.
It wasn't that she didn't know it. It was just her confidence. You could see she's dancing against three skinny bitches, and she's a bigger girl. She knew that she didn't have the dance skills of them. We've seen so many lip syncs this season compared to other seasons, so we know that all three of those can dance. And Mistress only did it once, I think. Like
Mistress Isabel only during the Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
Because Mistress Isabel Brooks and Sasha Colby are the only two out of the top four who were never in the bottom.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. The only time that they ever lip synced was during that SmackDown or the talent show in the first episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
And which could say that there's more lip syncs in that, like the amount of lip syncs we saw.
You better walk that fucking duck.
Better walk that fucking duck.
Yeah. So then, song's great. Song's good. It's a toe tapper. Liked it a lot. Then we get to the runway. The world is your runway. So everybody knows.
The only thing that I can fault with all those outfits was Lux's hair.
Yeah, what was the deal?
Like, she was in a bridal gown. And then she had this big puffy cornrows hair. Like, it needed to be a bridal hair.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't make sense. I could be biased by now because I just want her gone, but obviously that didn't happen. But that's the only thing I could fault. Anitra's I loved.
Yeah, the blue number, yeah, and the hair.
Sasha Colby, yeah, we get it. You know how to wear clothes. Whatever. We already knew you were winning. And Mistress loved that. Like, it obviously isn't something that I would wear. But
I wasn't overly fussed,
I just think the amount of detail, and she said it was like 60 pounds. It's about 30 kilos. That's a heavy fucking dress.
It is heavy, yeah.
Um,
And that's why I was like, "Whoa," when I
Mm.
saw it, because you could tell it was. But at the same time, I was going, meh. But that was just me because I was in my Sasha Colby era
you've been in your Sasha Colby era
since day one.
this season started.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really fault. I liked all their. That's probably the first time that I've liked everybody's runway. Even Lux, I liked the runway. I just didn't like the hair. I just didn't go with the whole theme of what you were trying to achieve. I would have liked to have seen a nice bridal hair because I don't think we've seen that on her.
No, but I actually
Stolen
thought
wigs, short
I
wigs.
thought the weave made the whole thing look pretty basic.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. Then obviously the bottom two, I don't agree with. I don't think Anitra should have been in the bottom at all.
Should have been Lux.
It should have been Lux. I don't get what they're seeing in Lux. I just don't get it.
And then when they're commenting and they're like, Michelle Visage was like, "Oh, in the beginning I was like, I'm not too sure, but the more we see her, the more I get it." Oh, I don't get it, and I'm watching I'm not watching anywhere near as much as they're watching because obviously blame it on the edit. But I'm watching it too, and I'm not getting it.
The only thing I've seen is basically
A cocky,
Lux's
smart
naked
ass
body.
little shit. I'm getting a cocky, smart ass little shit who has no respect for people who have been in the business for a lot longer. That's what I'm getting. And what I'm also getting is that she has absolutely no respect. There is no way that bitch is going to be a gracious winner if she wins.
She can't win.
She's going to be like, knew it the whole time. Knew I was going to get it the whole time. If she wins or Mistress Isabel Brooks wins, I've said it before and I will say it again, I may never watch this again until the next season.
There's no way. There's no way that they're winning. No,
they can't.
There's no possible way.
No.
Because even though Sugar and Spice were young and hadn't had much to do with the drag community, they were still really respectful. They were great.
And they were basically like, teach us.
Yeah. They were like, I want to learn from you guys. Like they weren't this, oh, I'm the best at everything and all my looks were picked out specifically. Everybody's looks was picked out specifically because that's what the brief is. They give you the brief. You have to audition for the entire show prior
bitch.
to being on the show.
They give you a list of things that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
They go, okay, these are the things that we're looking at doing this season. You need to provide something for it. I'm sure that they give them things as red herrings and stuff so they can be prepared just in case, but they do give them a rundown. Like they go to them, we're going to have a Dolly Parton challenge. We're going to have a Night 1,000 Beyonce's challenge.
When they audition, they have to show them their looks too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they already know what they're going to be wearing at certain points. And then they can basically just sit there and pre-pick who's going to keep going forward. But anyway, we're getting into semantics.
So then Mistress Isabel Brooks and Anitra are in the bottom two.
They lip sync to a song I've never heard.
I have, but I can't remember what it was.
It was Hailey Kiyoko. Can't remember what song it was.
Something about girls.
Yeah.
You know what? I could almost have an argument for Mistress Isabel Brooks could have possibly won that.
Yeah.
If they had have gone, one has to go.
Yeah.
Anitra could have gone.
Nah, they're keeping her. You better walk that fucking duck.
You better walk that duck.
And
so here's the thing.
Anitra does lip syncs really well. Like she walked in front of Mistress, but she didn't block her.
No. Or she duck walked in front of her.
Yeah, and Mistress played along with it. It was funny. They were playing with each other about it. But yeah, like normally when people go in front of people, they tend to try and block them, which I think is really bad. Like it's like bad sportsmanship.
Absolutely.
Get your shit together. But yeah, should have been Lux and Mistress, and Lux should have fucked right off. But anyway.
Yeah. See you later. But RuPaul, who had actually made a promise to herself that she would eliminate every episode.
Okay.
Mhm.
When was
She
this
made a
promise
promise. She made a promise
made? When was it made?
in the next episode. No, it was either that or in the unseen footage or whatever it was. But RuPaul promised herself that
Oh.
she would have one elimination every episode. There was
Yeah,
not
but
going to be an episode with no elimination. That's why the
three
double
people-
save didn't happen.
3 people go into the finale. It'd be boring as shit.
Well, that's where they get them, and they used to give them songs to lip sync to, and it'd be a big production and stuff. Like "Pray the Gay Away" that Ginger Minj did, and the Purse First that Bob, the drag queen, did. But so RuPaul did the right thing, and we got our first double save. But that was after my girl Sasha Colby won the challenge, giving her not 1, not 2, not 3,
Here we get it. 4 wins.
4 wins. Did you know in the whole season there was only 6 people who won the main challenge?
Yeah.
Because Lucy LaDuca was the other one, and Aura Mayari.
Yeah.
They were the only other ones besides the top 4 that won main challenges.
Unless we include mini challenges.
Then Lucy LaDuca won 500,000.
Apparently we do that now.
Apparently we do. It'll read like an AFL score. It'll be like 2, 3, 5. It's in 2 separate scores. And once you get to, when you count by doing strokes, and then every 5th stroke you do a cross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every time you get one of those, that counts as 1 main. 5 minis equals 1 main. That's what it would be.
I think Lucy will be back on All Stars, just saying.
Yeah, probably. Now that her song Let Loose has become a viral phenomenon.
Yeah, I know.
Which is cute. Yeah, as we said in the previous episode, I think Selena ruined her chances of All Stars with the shenanigans and stuff that's going on outside. She's like her own worst enemy.
Yeah, we need to find out more on that.
We do. So our top 4, Sasha Colby, who pretty sure would be the winner. I'm counting Sasha Colby for 85%, Anitra for 15%, the other 2 no chance.
Yeah.
As annoying as Lucy is, it actually kind of would have been cute to see her in the top 4.
Yeah, I kind of like her.
Edge her. Just edge her. Give her the top 4 and then take it out straight away. Just edge her. Like, as I said, RuPaul, in a previous episode, like RuPaul's been edging Shangela forever. Did the same thing to Lucy. I think that's like, I'm in my bitchy era. Want to see her get there to have it taken out right from under her in like one fell swoop. But the idea that Sasha Colby will be performing for the crown just makes my spine tingle. But I really want Sasha, because here's the thing. Give it to Sasha now, then get Anitra back for All Stars.
Yeah.
And watch her walk that fucking duck all over everyone, including Lucy and Selena as titties. Bring them all back and let her fucking walk over the top of them again.
Like, redo season 15 without Sasha Colby and see how it would go. But see, you said that I disagree with you, but I chose them from the start. Like, I chose who I liked before even talking to you about who you liked. So I didn't just choose them because you didn't choose them. I liked Selena S. Titties at the start, and I also liked Mistress, I think.
I think we liked Malaysia Baby Doll Fox too.
No, I did not. I found her irritating.
I find, and I get that Mistress Isabel Brooks is trying to preserve the old style of drag,
Mhm.
but it doesn't mean that means that it's going. It's not going. It's
No,
just, and there are some people who are young who will still gravitate towards that. So she's not trying to prevent extinction. The thing is that in doing that, and you know what, she's focused, and more power to her, and they're all focused.
Yeah.
Probably more so this season than any other. There were more that were extraordinarily focused this season, probably more than any other.
I think it's because they were like all from the same area, basically. They're all from Connecticut.
Yeah.
And they were competing against queens who are much younger than them and also are Instagram or TikTok famous, as opposed to I work up in the clubs, I get a name for myself, and then I apply for RuPaul.
Yeah.
So I think there was a lot to prove in this season,
Yeah.
especially against Sasha. Like, honestly, if I was on that season, but I didn't know Sasha like as a big presence anyway until
I did.
obviously, yeah, you
Yeah.
did. But if I was one of the drag queens in this competition and Sasha Colby walked in, I'd be like, "Pff, might as well just go home." Like,
The competition. See, the race this year is basically for second,
Lux,
unless
not gonna get it. You wear another
If-
fucking crisscross top, I swear I'm
if
gonna strangle you
I-
with it.
If I hear RuPaul say the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race season 15 is Lux, whatever her fucking last name is, and middle name, I may need to buy a new TV.
I also hate that name.
Lux, I never get it the right way around.
Lux Noir London.
Yeah, her. Your name makes no sense. I'm like, every time I say it or every time I see it, I go, where's the pun? I don't get it.
Lux London Noir. I don't know. You've said it like so wrong all the time that you've now convinced me that that's her name. So I'm not unsure. Lux. I
I'm
thought
not
it was
sure.
Lux Noir London, but
It probably
honestly,
is.
I don't care that much to bring it up
It's-
and Google it.
It's we don't give a shit noir. Lux, we don't care.
Lux London. I don't care.
Bleh. Lux, no, London.
Anyway, come on the show.
Yeah, please.
So we should move on to the reunion.
The reunion. The reunion.
Selena confessional again. Mistress has more errors than Cheryl Madonna. Oh, okay. I love you.
She got a little narky when, although I was reading an article today that Irene wished that she hadn't said anything about the accent when they were doing the reading challenge.
Right. Yeah. You can't really call people out for that type of stuff. So Princess Poppy, look, I get it. It was about Nicole Page Brooks. Did Nicole Page Brooks die? Is it a tribute?
No, but some people are doing, Princess Poppy is giving up drag after this, right?
Good. I don't even remember you on the show.
Actually doing it. Says it when she's introducing herself in the reunion, and then I'm reading an article about it, and sure enough, she's actually giving up drag.
Good. Not a loss to the community. Thank you.
Well, okay.
I don't remember her on the show.
I couldn't remember her. You were the one, because I remember watching the episode for quality purposes. You were the one who told me what she did for the talent show. She had the disease puppet.
It's only because I had to write notes, not because I actually remembered it.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
And then
A lot of people online are saying that it looks like RuPaul is going to give the crown to Mistress Isabel Brooks because Mistress Isabel Brooks had more screen time than anybody else. I'm telling you this right now. The reason why Mistress Isabel Brooks had more screen time than anybody else was that Mistress Isabel Brooks was getting caught out lying a lot. Lying and causing trouble.
But also, when they did the whole playback of all the troubles, Lux was in the center of a lot.
She was in all of the gates.
And that's
She was in all of the
how I
gates.
feel that they kept her, because she kept the drama.
Yeah.
No one's
But-
gonna watch Kumbaya drag queens.
But Mistress Isabel Brooks was caught out lying when Irene and Lucy confronted her about what she said about Irene's.
She didn't admit it
fillers.
though, so could Irene be salty because she only got one episode? Could she be trying to start another feud to get some sort of attention?
Yeah, but Mistress Isabel Brooks sort of was like, I didn't say it. And
Well,
she
no,
was like,
she
well,
didn't
yeah,
say
you
that.
did.
She said, I don't remember saying that. So she didn't say I didn't say it, but she said, I don't remember saying that.
Of
But I think
course she remembered saying it. Come on.
Mm.
But that's part of the reason why Mistress Isabel Brooks had so much screen time is because she kept getting caught out and shit.
Yeah.
And, and all of that. So I don't believe it's because she's going to win the crown. Because I would like to point out to anybody who thought that and is actually listening or watching this, Sasha Velour didn't have a lot of screen time in the reunion before she won the crown.
No, that's bullshit. Conspiracy theory, no. No, no.
No, no.
No, no.
No,
I
no.
loved the unseen footage of them reading the difference between a Brick and Mistress. Bricks get laid.
Yep.
And then Selena. Selena was the funniest one, I feel.
Mm.
When she was doing a Marsha, and she's mixing up the twinks. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't get my twinks straight.
That's right. Yeah. I like the unseen thing. The unseen thing. And this also got people into a spin as well when RuPaul was talking to Sasha Colby and yelling at, like, I'm the motherfucking queen of all queens and I'm amazed by you.
Mm.
Everyone went into overload on the internet going, see, she's going to replace her. She's going to replace her. She's going to replace her. It's a pretty clear indication when you hear a comment like that from the host of the show who decides whether or not who gets the crown.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha Colby's pretty much got the crown.
Yeah. These lip syncs are going to be real good.
They are going to be
Are they
good.
doing a big finale? Like, are we?
Yeah, it's in a theater. I've already
theater?
people have already been sending photos and putting photos and stuff online.
Okay.
Reunion was good, but it was kind of benign at the same time. There was a little bit of saltiness, but not a lot.
There wasn't much left unsaid though. Like a lot of people were
because everyone confronted each other.
Yeah, like Selena confronted Lucy. The only thing that was like sort of still up in the air was like Lucy and Lux. I'm sorry, but you're not going to get along with everybody. And Lucy and Lux, you just don't get along. Like,
yeah,
move on. I felt
Yeah.
bad for Lucy. Yet again, she cried.
But she was painted so good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She did her makeup perfect. It was perfect drag. She looked amazing actually.
It was like she was coming back to see her ex-boyfriend. It was great.
Yeah.
Lux wasn't a fan of what you were wearing. Mistress
Or
Isabel
same.
Brooks, all I saw was MIB, so Men in Black. That's all I saw.
Major intestinal blockage.
All I saw was
That's
Men
what
in
she
Black.
said.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like what Lux was wearing, nor did I like what she was saying.
No.
Because the mouth moves a lot, but not a lot comes out. And when it does come out, it sounds and smells like shit. Yeah. Sugar and Spice were adorable.
Yeah.
Anytime they open their mouths, I just start giggling because they just there's not a lot going up in here. But what there is going up in there is a little voice that goes, "Ooh, you can see for miles in here." That's what's going on up there, and that's why I love them. And you know what? I'm not the only one. Bianca Del Rio, who doesn't think much of anybody who doesn't have a brain, absolutely loves them.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It's like a childlike innocence. It's like they've just discovered that there's this whole new world to them, and they're just like, "Oh, everything's so shiny.
Yeah.
It's so new. And look, and look, and look."
Wait, there's other people that put makeup on as well?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. And then Rue tried to drag up some stuff about Robin Fierce and Amethyst, which fizzled out just as much as it was always going to fizzle out. Although we found out that maybe one of it wasn't mutual and one broke the other one. They broke up with the other one, but whatever. Who gives a shit?
No one cares. It wasn't a. They wouldn't. It was. Stop trying to make it be fetch. It's not going to be fetch.
It's not going to be. Who else was there? That was it.
That was it. It wasn't very eventful. There was no screaming. No, I'm from Chicago. None of that.
And there was definitely no, you don't deserve miscongeniality, but how about fan favorite? There was none of that, but we find out who miscongeniality is. Hey, let's do it right now because we have the finale coming up. Who do we think is going to win miscongeniality?
All right, let me just pull up my checkboard of queens and who I. Okay, let's just tick them off as to who's not going.
Okay.
Mistress, no.
Nope.
Baby Doll Fox, no.
No, because she had some shady stuff with Thing.
Yeah. Robin Fierce, no. You went in it long enough. Jax, no. Aura Mayari, maybe.
No.
Maybe.
No.
I'm putting her in contention. I'm just checking her off against the other one. Marsha. Maybe.
Maybe.
Irene Dulbar, no, you're in one episode.
But you got more screen time than Robin Fierce.
Lux, no. Sugar and Spice, no.
No, it'd be cute, but no.
Yeah, no. Princess Poppy, no.
No.
Amethyst, no.
No.
Lucy LaDuca, no.
No.
Look.
Selena, no.
Why is Selena not in my photos?
Here are the things. It could be Marsha, but I doubt it. It could very well be one of them's going to win the crown and one of them's going to win Miss Congeniality.
That's what I was going to say. Anitra, I would have put my money on Anitra or Sasha, but you can't win the crown and get Miss Congeniality, I didn't think.
You can, but no one has.
Right. Okay. So, I would put Sasha as Miss Congeniality. But
yeah, one of them's going to win the crown and the other one's going to get Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, I agree. So I was always sort of leaning towards Anitra or Sasha, but they're in for the crown. So
very smart. Sasha and Anitra kept themselves on the outskirts of all the drama. The only time that they were involved in any of the drama was Metalgate.
But even then, Sasha didn't come off as an arsehole because she was just standing up for herself.
Yeah.
And Anitra, I believe, didn't say a word. Like she was just sitting there going.
Yeah.
So
possibly out of those two.
Yeah. Now we'll talk about our local drag shows. Take it away, Earl.
The Sydney local drag shows, we have Maxi Shield the 27th to the 30th of April in the whole tit and caboodle at Fusebox Factory Theatre in Marrickville. Illawarra and Roxy Horror in Drag Queen Bingo every Thursday at the Illawarra Brewery at 7 p.m. Slayer on Saturday with Maxi Shield at the Oxford. Shows are at 8 and 9 p.m. Drink and Draw with a Drag Queen with the Fabulous Wonder Mama the 28th of April at Drummoyne. We also have Kath and Kim Drag Bingo with Prada Clutch and Conchita Grande the 22nd and the 22nd of April at North Scamaray and the 29th of April at Wenty Leagues. I'm Queer, Get Into It, Thursdays 10 p.m. at Universal with Space Horse, Eli Crawford and Tina Bickey. The Melbourne local shows every Tuesday 7:30 p.m. Drag Trivia at Evie's Fitzroy hosted by Abril Latrine. Drag Bingo at Molly's Bar and Diner every Wednesday with Chef Miss J and Ruby Taboo. Balls drop from 8 p.m. And finally, we have Hey Henny at Circuit Thursdays from 9 p.m. with a different cast each week. This week's cast is Fembot, XYZ, Crayola, Valencia, and Eggs on Ham.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to or watching this episode. Next episode will be recapping the season 15 finale of RuPaul's Drag Race. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe. Ding the little bell for notification. If you're listening to us on the podcast streaming platforms, give us a review. Be nice. We're nice people. Plain and simple. Want to still thank everyone at Northern Beaches Hospital, in particular, Dr. Pincott, and the lovely staff, nursing staff, in particular, on Ward 5C. And any up and coming drag queens, please give us a message in the DMs so we can have you on. We just want to spruik you, and we want people to find out who you are, and we would like to get to know you as well. Hailey, you got anything to say?
Only so no one told you life was going to be this way. Job's a joke. You're broke. Your love life's DOA. I'll be there for you. Because we're in Central Perk.
Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mwah. Bum, 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 bum.